Today, guys, we are going to be reviewing my favorite movie ever, Scream. This not only is my favorite horror movie ever, this is my favorite movie in general ever. I remember watching this movie as a kid, and I used to always skip the beginning. I'm not even joking. Every single time I watched this movie as a kid, I would skip the beginning because of how terrifying it was to me. It is one of the greatest horror intros ever.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Who is this?
Who are you trying to reach?
What number is this?
What number are you trying to reach?
I don't know.
Well, I think you have the wrong number.
Do I?
It happens. Take it easy. Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
I beg your pardon?
Listen, asshole!
You listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand?
Oh, damn.
After Ghostface is done playing games with Casey, he throws the chair through the glass doors, which would have scared me enough of just to piss myself. But then he chases her through the house. You know what I'm saying? She has a knife. She's on the outside of the house trying to get to the front so she can run away or whatever. And Ghostface eventually catches up to her, starts stabbing her, I think choking her, doing a whole bunch of stuff. Casey's fighting back. She kicks him in the nuts. She almost gets away, but she couldn't say anything to get her mom's attention to save her. So Ghostface ends up killing her, and then that leads to Casey's mom finding her outside. Now, after that amazing opening, we immediately cut to our main character, Sidney Prescott. And this is when we get introduced to one of the other main characters of the movie, or one of the main supporting characters of the movie, fucking Jughead's dad from Riverdale.
Fucking cunts from Riverdale!
Billy. And also, why would you sit here and tell your girlfriend that she reminds you of The Exorcist, or that The Exorcist reminds you of her? That's the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life.
You did?
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
We also do get to meet Sidney's father very briefly.
What's going on in there? Are you okay?
Can you knock?
I heard screaming.
No, you didn't.
No?
And that was pretty much the last time we seen him for the rest of the movie until the very end. After they talk and Billy leaves, we then cut to the next day where Sidney is at school. And this is where we meet pretty much every single character in the movie. Just to get this out of the way now, the main character of the movie is Sidney Prescott. The supporting characters are Gail, Dewey, Billy, Stu, Randy, and Tatum. Those are the main supporting characters. Then you have like the extra characters, Sidney's dad, the sheriff, any of the extra cops, extra reporters, any of the students, and Principal Himbry. Now, we've pretty much met all the characters. So, who's the killer? Or, who could be the killer? Is there more than one killer? You know, these are all questions you're going to think the first time you watch this movie. And I think the first time you're watching this movie, the obvious answers are probably Stu, Randy, or Dewey. I think that's what most people probably think the first time watching this movie. After meeting all the characters, all the suspects, we then cut to Sidney at home, and she's getting ready to take a nap, but she sees something on the news. It's about her mom, and this is where we get a little bit more information about what happened to her mom.
Peaceful town square.
And after that, Sidney goes to take a nap. And after she wakes up, it's like a couple hours later, she gets a phone call. The first phone call is from Tatum, telling her that she's on her way or whatever, something like that. Then, they hang up. She's about to wait for Tatum, and then she gets another phone call, and it's Ghostface. Sidney doesn't know that. she thinks it's Randy. And
Randy
then
is
Sydney
yourself.
does the most ballsy, the craziest, the wildest thing she could have done. Imagine if Ghostface was actually outside and she just goes out there and he's just right next to her, just, you know, on the side of the door or something, and then just stabs the shit out of her. Then that's the end of the movie. Like, the movie's already over now. Thank you, Sydney. You just got yourself killed. Like, what are you doing? So, you know, after Sydney goes outside and she's talking to Ghostface on the phone, it takes a crazy fast turn. And Ghostface says some traumatizing shit to Sydney. And then she goes inside, and that's when Ghostface comes out of the closet. And if you remember early on, there was a little sound effect when Sydney was going in the closet and then closing it. There was a little sound effect letting us know that there was somebody in there. So then somebody comes out, starts chasing her around, and she tries to go out the door, but it's locked. So then she's forced to run up the stairs, just like she said she wouldn't do. After Ghostface tries to attack Sydney and she gets to the room and does her door trick, calls the cops or gets the cops on their way, Billy then comes through the window and he's there, you know, to comfort her. And as he's hugging her, the phone falls out of his pocket. So obviously Sydney's gonna suspect it's him and run away. So when she gets down the stairs and she sees Dewey or whatever, the cops and Dewey go look for him and they find him. And that's what leads us to the scene at the station where they're telling Billy they're going to go through his phone records to see if it was him. And that's important because later on, you know, we're going to get some information about that.
I wanted to see her, that's all.
And last night? Sydney said you crawled through a window last night, too.
You went out last night?
But what the hell, boy?
And after that, Sydney goes to Tatum's house and, you know, they're just chilling in her room. And Tatum's mom comes in the room telling Sydney she's got a phone call. You know, you don't really think maybe it's her dad or something like that at first or something, but it's Ghostface.
No!
Poor Billy boyfriend. An innocent guy doesn't stand a chance with you.
Leave me alone!
Looks like you fingered the wrong guy.
You know, and Ghostface just called her, so now dude's still out there somewhere. After that, the next day we cut to Sydney and Tatum at school. And this is where Sydney confronts Gail and they have their conversation about Cotton Wary.
I'm not here to fight, I just need to talk.
Kenny, camera, now.
Off the record, no cameras.
Forget it, please. You got what you wanted. Cotton Weary's in jail. They're gonna gas him. A book is not gonna change that.
Oh, damn.
After that is when Stu meets up with Sydney and Tatum after school and tells them about the party. That's where the final act and all the important stuff takes place. Next is when we get a death that later on affects the story and helps Ghostface out. This is also the scene where we get a Wes Craven cameo. And he's dressed up as Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. Eventually, we are going to do the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise because I want to. I've wanted to for a while, so we're going to do that soon. So stay tuned for that. Now, after Ghostface kills Principal Hembry, we don't immediately cut to, but after is one of my favorite scenes. The scene at the video store with Randy, Stu, and Billy.
What's that werewolf movie with E.T.'s mom in it?
The Howling, horror, straight ahead.
And look, I know I've watched this movie about 100,000 times, but even if you were watching this on your first watch, you would still probably think that Billy is the killer just because of how he's acting.
You've been seeming sus lately.
So after all that and some other stuff happens, the next most important scene is when everybody's at the party and Stu asks Tatum to go to the basement to get some more beers. That's what leads to Tatum's death.
Is that you, Randy? Oh, you want to play Psycho Killer?
And I'm going to be honest with you, there's only really 3 deaths in the entire franchise that I have a problem with. The 3 of them are My Glorious King Randy, Tatum, and Dewey. Those are the only 3 deaths that I have a problem with, because Tatum, the actress, Rose McGowan, is one of my favorite actresses ever. You know, she's in so many different things that I love, and she deserves a lot of respect and credit for the stuff she's done. So I feel like at least having her in the second one, like, just imagine the second movie but with Tatum. How different, how enjoyable, how much more enjoyable that movie would have been, because it was already a great movie. So imagine having Tatum in it. After Ghostface kills Tatum and goes inside is then when we cut to Billy finally arriving at the party.
Billy, hey.
Billy! What are you doing here?
I was hoping I could talk to Sid alone.
Hell no. No.
Now from this point on, there's not too many more things that really happen that really like push the plot forward or anything like that. So I'm just gonna like give a little quick rundown of the things that really happen. Everybody leaves. Billy and Sydney go upstairs to talk. And then after they're done talking, you know, they talk a little more. And then Ghostface comes in the room and attacks or kills Billy, whatever you want to say, and then starts chasing Sydney around. And that eventually leads to Sydney getting outside and seeing Kenny, and Kenny dying, and Gail almost running Sydney over, and Randy and Stu, whatever happens with them. And then that eventually leads to the reveal, where Sydney's downstairs, she's holding the door with the gun, and then Billy comes falling down the stairs. And I'm just gonna let the rest play from here.
He's gone mad.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
No, Billy! Help me, please.
Surprise, Sydney.
So now after both Billy and Stu have revealed themselves, they corner Sydney in the kitchen. And this is where Billy reveals his motive.
Your slut mother was fucking my father. And she's the reason my mom moved out and abandoned me.
Fuck that gotta do with me.
And even Stu is surprised because Stu doesn't know this either. Billy is telling pretty much everybody his motive right now. Then Gail comes in there and she distracts them long enough for Sydney to not fully escape, but to go hide throughout the house somewhere.
Bitch.
And after Billy and Stu deal with Gail and they figure out that Sydney's gone is when we kind of get a reverse situation where Sydney is now Ghostface chasing Billy. And that eventually leads to them fighting and Gail coming back. Everybody else pretty much dying except for Sydney, Gail, and Randy, and Dewey. After all that, that's pretty much all that happens. You know, the ambulance arrives, Dewey, Randy, and Sydney get taken care of, and then Gail does the interview to end the movie.
Just stay with me. Hi, this is Gail Weathers with an exclusive eyewitness account of this amazing breaking story.
Several more local teens are dead, bringing to an end the harrowing mystery of the mass killings that has terrified this peaceful community, like the plot of some scary movie. It all began with a scream over 911 and ended in a bloodbath that has rocked the town of Woodsboro. All played out here in this peaceful farmhouse, far from the crimes and the sirens of the larger cities that its residents have fled. Okay, let's take it back.
Alright guys, that's it for Scream. I hope y'all enjoyed, man. I had an amazing time making this one. This was probably the most fun I've had making a video yet. So I really hope y'all enjoyed. Please make sure to like the video. I'm going to be doing all the Scream movies. I'm going to finish the third Friday one because I'm doing that right now for y'all. And I got a bunch of other stuff planned. So just stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe. And I appreciate every single one of y'all, man. Stay safe.